sometimes you are actually given the graph and have to find your rate of change, aka your slope, from an actual graph. So keep in mind that we are still talking about your rate of change, so your change in your y's over your change in your x. And so what we can do is we can look at a graph and we can take 2 points, or find 2 points where your graph crosses nice and purty. So here we have a nice point here. We can use that one. And we can either go here, we can go here. It does not matter really, so I'm going to go right here. Keep in mind that if your line is going up from left to right, then your slope is positive. If it's going down from left to right, then it's going to be negative. So let's look at our rise. So I guess the other thing to look at here is you might remember rise over run. And so if we do check out our rise, well, to go from here we have like a little triangle. You're really only rising 1 here, and then we're going to run a total distance of 2. So if we want to figure out what our slope is for this first part, we would say, well, our rise over our run is a 1 over 2. And this is positive because your line is going up from left to right. So if we look at the second graph over here on the right, then we're going to look at the rise. So we're going to need to choose 2 points. So let's see, here looks like a good point. That's not a good point because it doesn't go through, a nice little area. No, here's a good point. So let's look at our rise. So we're going to go from here down to there. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're actually going down. That's a negative 4. But you can take care of that later if you want. And you're running from here over here, 1. So if we look at our rise over our run, that is a 4 over a 1. Now keep in mind it is going down from left to right, so that's going to be a negative. Now you could leave your answer like this, but I would highly recommend just simplifying it to being m equals negative 4. So that is how you can find the slope of using a graph. I hope you enjoyed these lovely 2-3 notes as much as I did.